Hey guys, Dalton here from Real World Bass Fishing for you. Um, Doing a quick video for you guys. Went out to Bear Creek today. Caught two of them. A lot of people have been asking me, it's getting hot in Texas. Hot. Sometimes it's rainy. Go out right after rain. What should I use? What bait is a good bait to use? There's a term that a lot of pros use. It's called match the hatch. Match what the bait fish are. If you see a lot more minnows, you might want to go more green. If you see perch or bluegill, you might want to go something like this. If you see a lot of shad, white and chartreuse, or just plain white, really depends. Um, so we'll go over to the bait I use real quick. The bait I used today at a local park. I didn't go to a lake today, just because I know it's going to be a little overfished. Um, is an actual swim jig. Now these guys will catch you fish. Um, I have caught some smaller ones on it, but the cool thing about jigs are it's only going to give you those pristine ones. The smaller ones really don't try to mess with it. Excuse me. This is a 3/8 ounce. Um, this is considered a tilapia colored or with a sungill trailer on it, with a swim bait on it as the trailer. I really like using these guys, especially right now since the bluegill or the perch are running. The park I was at, there was a lot of they stock it religiously full of bluegill. So you don't hear too much about bass being in there, but they're in there. Um, and the main food source are minnows and the bluegill. Um, so I threw this guy out here. Actually, I threw one exactly like this. The one I actually threw is still out at Bear Creek, caught on a tree because the last bass I caught him up, went down there to get him, but the bait fell in the water and I couldn't get it in time. Um, but this guy right here was the big key factor today. Um, I made myself only throw this. I did not want to throw a plastic. I did not want to throw a um, crankbait. It was too much grass in my opinion. It was a small creek channel. So I'm sitting there like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. So I got this guy, chunked him in there, um, and this sort of mimics like either a bluegill, a perch, a sunfish. There's multiple things it can mimic. I'm trying to remember the trailers I use. I get these are homemade. This one right here is actually a homemade swim jig. The only place I've seen that they carry it is a place called Anglers Pro Tackle. If you haven't checked them out, guys, go check them out. Okay, it's by a company called Reaction Innovations. Um, Bigger company, and I have their lime rice, and I also have their sun gill pattern. The lime rice I'll use like when the shad are running close to the end of spring, fall. I'll throw those out there. This guy right here is the sun gill pattern. Um, like I said, it's by Reaction Innovations. It's basically a swim bait, and this thing will move like an actual fish in the water. And I'll throw this thing like under trees, under grass, right next to the pads. I'll throw this thing everywhere, and I will get a bite eventually. Now, like I said, if you want multiple bites, you're better off going with like a plastic, a worm, a lizard, which there's nothing wrong with that. I throw those too. But this guy is going to get you those good quality, fun sized fish, not those babies. And it has a real sharp hook on it too. I'm barely touching it. I can feel how sharp this is. I have another one like this. It's by a different company called Santos, I believe. And they use Gamakatsu hooks, which are wicked sharp. I haven't used this one particular, but I've seen how good it works. It has a uh, nice looking weed guard on it, a little bit darker color. Doesn't have any chartreuse in it, so um, and like I said, guys, when I'm working a new bait like this one, I had confidence in it. I knew it was like, man, this thing's gonna catch fish. It wouldn't be on the market if it didn't. So, uh, and I threw this guy out there, and lo and behold, I catch him. Uh, So, oh, and setup on this guy is on my 7-foot tournament choice get rod, medium with a sensitive tip on it. As you can see, if I can get a better angle for you guys, sensitive tip, fluorocarbon line, 12-pound test, get vicious fluorocarbon line. I use spider wire sometimes, but I decided to use vicious today, and I'll tie this on with a polymer knot. Really good line, really good setup. The reel itself is actually a 7-to-1 gear lose gear ratio, the Mark Rose Signature Series. As you can tell, I've worked this thing pretty good this season, and it's done me pretty well. So, really good rod and reel setup. I use a 7-to-1 because I like to burn the baits. I love burning baits. I'll cast them in there, and I won't give them a chance to even look at it. I reel it in. I don't reel it in to the point where, oh God, it's like speeding exhaust, but I'll reel it into a pretty good amount of speed where, you know, it doesn't give them enough chance to come there and bump it. All they have to do is react, and I'll twitch the rod every once in a while to give it that extra action. Like I said, I use these swim baits from Reaction Innovations for it. Fluorocarbon line, really good setup. Get one of these guys. Go to English Pro Tackle. Get yourself some swim jigs. Those guys are really good over there. Go set yourself up, and I promise, when you get this bait, be prepared, guys. Make sure you got a good setup on there because you're gonna catch some big fish on it. All right, guys. This is Dalton Morris from Real World Bass Fishing. We will see you guys next time.